economic disparity is going to come with higher immigration influx, right?
So maybe to you, at the end of the day, the problem is I say a thing and then your response indicates you didn't understand what I said, which is why I feel like we've kind of gone in circles.
I understand what you're saying. You're just wrong.
0% of you are subscribed. Fix that.
So let's bring on Big Papa Fascist.
Big Papa Fascist. I'm here on behalf of the working class proletariat tonight to get it on with this communist.
I am a communist.
Vaush. How are you tonight, Vaush?
Howdy. You know, comfy in the tank top. I also get called Big Papa by some people, so already I feel a kinship stronger than I could ever feel along racial lines. Truly, two brothers united. Really excited to see how this plays out. I, too, am here on the part of the proletarian, the working class.
I admit I'm somewhat fascinated with the concept of libertarian socialism, as the very name is an oxymoron. Libertarians value, of course, the individual above the collective and secure that belief with strong individual property rights. Socialists, on the other hand, believe the collective to be far more important than the individual, and that property rights should only be meted out via collective need. In struggling to understand the concept of this philosophy, I actually just gave up. It doesn't make any sense.
The term libertarianism was invented by socialists. The origin of the term is rooted in left-wing thought. Libertarianism, in its original form, is ultimately about freedom and autonomy, something Karl Marx was also very concerned with, and therefore lends itself to left-leaning ideas. The idea of libertarianism being capitalist is what is inherently contradictory, because to simultaneously reject power differentials and then vindicate capitalism, an economic system which requires them, is pretty silly.
Vaush, the captain of cognitive dissonance himself. Vaush's stance on immigration makes no sense. Vaush wants mass immigration. By advocating under the guise of diversity for an open border model and mass migration now, Vaush and his communist backers can bring in millions of unskilled laborers, overwhelming the jobs market. This will become their new proletariat, from which they can convince to overthrow via violent means, if necessary, the current economic and social system of the United States. Everything else he says is just a dog whistle for a proletariat revolution by any means necessary. This is why he wants mass immigration, and make no mistake about it.
This is the most ludicrous assertion that I've seen in my life. This conspiracy since the 1960s of communists bringing immigrants in to form the basis of a proletarian revolution, you inspire fear in the people who listen to you. The case is extraordinarily simple. So we can speak purely in economics, and then I'll spread out to more of a social and cultural analysis. Economically, immigration is good for a country. It's really, really simple. It just is. As long as you have a market economy, labor is a resource, and the addition of more people to your country who can work bolsters the labor market, and therefore makes your economy stronger. Data has shown this to be the case. Now, this isn't some ideologically slanted neoliberal supply-side data. This is just a factual analysis of the extent to which an increase in the supply of labor benefits an economy. And what's more, even though we have a horribly inequitable economic system right now at this moment, it remains the fact that the vast majority of American workers benefit from immigrants. Time and time again, we've done these studies. Does an influx of immigration lead to lower wages? And the answer across the board, with one exception, is no. The only exception to that are people who fall within the income category of those who have not graduated high school. If there are inequities to be found with regards to our immigration system and the way in which its proceeds are divided amongst this country, what's new? That's the case for everything in our economy. Every innovation, every industry, every tax policy, all of it contributes to an inequitable distribution of wealth, not just immigration. So the solution to that problem is the same as it is for all other like problems, to ensure that we have policies which allow for the redistribution of wealth from the wealthy to those who need it more. This is not different or unique with immigration. The reason why you take issue with immigration isn't because it uniquely affects the working class. You probably, I'm just guessing here from Big Papa Fascist, the name, you probably don't care much about brown people. So, yeah, it seems like a slam dunk. Economically, socially, culturally, Immigration benefits Americans, it does. And in the scant instances where there is inequitable distribution to the point that it hurts people, we can fix that in other ways. In by the way, much more effective ways, without damaging the rest of the economy.
You're talking about the megala rich getting megala richer from immigration.
This is a ludicrous conclusion.
You're not talking about the common worker getting
take
rich
their money.
from
No,
immigration.
the common worker does. It's only the lowest sector of income earners. And we can fix that problem with redistributive policies that we wanted to implement anyway.
If you're talking about the labor market with unskilled workers, if there's less unskilled workers, clearly corporations are going to have to compete for labor. Thus,
I can
you're going to
explain
have
this.
more employment and more wages, man.
Except, I mean, the data really just doesn't indicate that point. At the end of the day, this is just, we're talking about a non-issue here.
Well, I'm showing you what all the economists have to say.
You can
And
imagine
so
that if
here I
you
am
want.
giving you study after study after study.
The
Maddox,
link to their study is a 404. Wait, hold on.
We can leave that.
The link to their study is a 404. The only thing that's here are the highlights. The actual study is gone. I'm
Which
sorry,
study?
I can't accept this data. The
Which
Heritage Foundation report that you said keeps
no, it's
being...
not. No, it's not.
Yeah,
It can be
wait, I just clicked it. Wait, yeah, it's 404.
No, it's not.
I'm live streaming. I'm not the only one who can see the 404 link.
Okay, well then look at a different website that doesn't give you a
It's
404.
heritage.org. Where else should I look?
So the website's down? What do you want?
No, it links to a 404. The article doesn't exist anymore. It's not that the website's down. I can see the highlights. The report itself is gone.
So some of these studies, like the FAIR, it's not just Heritage. There's multiple
We're
sources
moving
that
off it.
agree with
Okay.
each other. Okay, well, if you have no refutations on this data,
Wait, first of all, not only did I refute it, like, with
You
I
didn't
think
refute anything.
logic even you should be able to follow, but the study doesn't even exist anymore. If you want, I can run through the refutation one more time. I want your opinion on it, okay? So wait, one more time. Okay, so let's say we take an American. This American drops out of high school. They aren't very economically productive their entire life. This person, in spite of the fact that they'll take a lot of government benefits, still contributes generally in a positive way to our economy. So how is it that providing amnesty to an illegal immigrant who arrived in this country as an adult could lead to a net fiscal drain to our country? How does that math work? Because they work too. And we're assuming they work at the lowest level of education and experience.
We can leave the point, and I would like to move on to the trafficking at the southern border, the human trafficking, if you wouldn't mind at least getting into that with me.
I feel like we can move on from this point, but the overwhelming totality of data on this subject affirms my position that immigration is a net economic benefit, that illegal immigration would be less of a drain if we simply made it legal immigration, which we have the power to do.
But you haven't made a case. You haven't made a case at all for why we can't just bring in immigrants for the sectors that need them. Why we need to have an open border at all?
Because immigration
because
just
you say
benefits
it'll
us.
save us money, even though it won't save us money at all. The current data doesn't show that illegal immigration is a boon for us at all. It just shows that it's massive displacement.
The most critical data on illegal immigration indicates that it's a net wash. So there are positive studies on the benefits of illegal immigration to our country. Those ones are more common. I choose to use the most critical studies because I like to make sure that my arguments are as neutral and leveled as possible. But even using conservative talking points from anti-illegal immigration studies, the data remains clear. It's just a net benefit. And if you want, you can bring in less immigration, but why? More is better. And it services our economy.
More can be better. More can be better if it's for sector-specific jobs.
No, just in general.
Absolutely, but illegal immigration is not good at all.
That's like a child's way of looking at this. Well, if we well, I know. Again, the laugh does not make you seem any more confident in your argument.
So let me get this right. Let me just make sure I got this straight.
You're learning a lot today. We can end the drug war, which would bankrupt the cartels. That's the easy way. But with regards to, that's not just my opinion.
That's why they're moving into human trafficking, man. They just find new ways to make money.
Wait, no, hold on. The drug trafficking produces far more money than human trafficking does for the cartels, and we absolutely
Which is why they're moving towards the human trafficking part.
Okay, wait. I feel like your understanding of this issue is like you watched a couple of movies, like you watched Taken, and you're running off of that. So the last thing I'm going to say here, because I feel like
this is common knowledge.
I feel like we've run through
Taken.
Common knowledge is in it. Wait, does common knowledge?
A serious issue here, man.
Does common knowledge mean everyone else saw that movie too? I expect you to know this.
What's the number you'd like to see on immigrants coming in before we end up with an overwhelmed job system in the United States? Do you think it's just a never-ending amount, or how many do you think? 40 million people in California, 128 million in Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay, and Mexico's 5 times the size of California.
Is Mexico?
So why don't you
America?
want immigrants to go into Mexico to boost their economy?
Wait, because I live in America. I'm very selfish. I want my I want my economy to be big.
Right.
The real answer, by the way, because that was an incredibly stupid question, is that I believe that people should have the right to travel where they want. If workers want to come live in America, if they want to come work in America because they like the benefits that we provide, I think that's a right. It seems to me very strange that we get one life on this planet, and then the area of space you can actually physically inhabit is limited to borders drawn by people who died ages ago. It's very
so
dumb.
open borders.
Of course, I'm a communist. Yeah, of course.
Gotcha. And having mass migration across the border.
You keep using very scary words, but nobody here is scared but you.
You want to make everything legal. You want to make drugs legal. You want to make everything legal for everybody.
Are you scared? Because you don't seem to have an argument against these ideas.
I'm not thrilled by the communist prospect of doing that. No.
Well, wait. Drug legalization is a broad libertarian concept, not just a communist one.
So back to the immigration. One more time, I'm going to ask you this.
Okay. Yeah. People like you are mad at Mexicans, but you have no reason to, since all they do is help our economy. People being angry at a group for the imagined crime of displacing wages and jobs is not the same as them actually doing it. There is plenty of data on this, and it just doesn't support your position.
Economic disparity is going to come with higher immigration influx, right?
So maybe to you, at the end of the day, the problem is I say a thing and then your response indicates you didn't understand what I said, which is why I feel like we've kind of gone in circles.
To Andrew, do you think Ian Alden's number rate of immigration is preferable, desirable? Who's Ian Alden?
What's the Eden Alden number rate exactly?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, I know that one. It's pretty high level.
Well, you pulled it up.
I'll bring it up later in the next convo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for Andrew, how does Andrew respond? Another one with this. Did you guys talk about Alden? I just completely blacked out for it.
You keep trying to defer to some sort of common sense immigration policy, which in reality means I have no data to support my argument.
Policy.
Hold on. I have no data to support my argument, so I'm deferring to intuition. I mean, just economically, like this is just a slam dunk. We should all be in favor of immigration.
It's not a slam dunk. You haven't made a case for it being a slam dunk.
I want to say one more thing. So this is the reason why I knew this argument would be kind of a waste of time. I don't actually know if you're intelligent enough to understand the arguments that I'm making.
Yeah, I know why they say bad Vaush now.
You all take care now.
Good night.
Peace. All right, that was some goofball shit. Hey, and if you enjoyed that content, make sure to like, subscribe, and donate. I love you, all right?